Alright, so quick look at the spec. It is the generator spec. When you dash, your Way of the 100 Fists, which is your generator, hits harder. And when your generator hits, your dash hits harder. Also, when you dash, if you have at least 75 spirit, it will refund your energy. It will cost that, will refund your charge, but costs energy. So if I have 75 energy, it doesn't take away a charge, but if I don't, it does take away a charge. So that's something important to know when managing your gameplay. You can also teleport to enemies with your Epiphany active. Just with any ability, it will automatically teleport to the enemy, so you can use Epiphany to move through the rift. You can also use the Fists of Thunder to move to the enemies and teleport as well, but I find this to be a little bit slower and less reliable. And I just used Epiphany and dashes instead and just ignored this ability. It's up to you whether you want to or not. Your Breath of Heaven will give you additional spirit from your generator attacks. This becomes important because when your spirit hits your maximum, you start losing spirit until you empty out. But while you're losing spirit, you have increased damage from your Shenlong's Fist. You'll see it happen just a second as the spirit globe hits max. Okay, and there's the buff, and you can see it's depleting. If I cast my Breath of Heaven, I'm able to maintain it and keep that damage buff up as I'm fighting an elite. Now, as soon as the elite dies and your trash dies, you're going to deplete to 0 right away. So good to get a quick dash out with refunded charge before that starts happening. Alright, let's go ahead and get on into the rift. Alrighty, we're going to start off right away with our Epiphany and our Breath of Heaven as soon as we get to his first elite after our second dash, and we're going to use it to try to burn him down as quickly as humanly possible. Double dash, then we're going to Epiphany teleport up to the next guy. When our dash comes off of cooldown, we'll use it again to move around, grabbing the shielding pylon. We also can use our Epiphany to move around still. Oh, it dropped out. I was a little bit slow on that. You should theoretically be able to make it up to this next elite with your Epiphany still up, and that will help you out immensely. Not sure which one of these guys is the actual elite in here, unfortunately. I think it was the very last guy I chose to kill there. That feels bad.
Your flaws are revealed. It is not ready yet.
Okay, activating our cooldowns, giving more energy generation as we hit things. Now, one thing I'm going to do in just a second here is I'm going to activate Desert Shroud and use that to teleport to things, as well as my actual dash. And that'll just give me easier mobility throughout this whole big area. I use that as much as possible until we run out, of course. Give me a lead over here on the left. I'm going to save my Breath of Heaven. I'm not going to use it on this guy. I'm going to make sure my dash bonus is up, though. And the reason I want to save my Breath of Heaven and not use it on that guy is I have a shielding guy down here that I have to take care of as quickly as possible before he can shield. So I Breath of Heaven on him to make sure my Wrath is at max the entire time as I'm killing him, just because that ups my damage quite a bit. I'm just going to kill those guys as I wait for my charge to come back, grab my cooldown pylon, use the infinite charges from it to move through things. I'm actually going to stop and kill a little bit of this density here. Okay, and then we're going to kill this guy as quickly as we humanly can once again. He did wormhole us into a nasty position, but that's okay. Grab my speed pylon, and I'm actually going to kill this density as well because it looks really juicy. And we're going to kill the elite as well as some of the density around him because, again, it looks pretty damn good. Now I could just like speed up to the next elite and move on from there, and that might be a better call, I'm not sure. But I just feel like killing that density is a very good call because it's quite a bit of density there. Now I'm not an expert at this set. I don't claim to be. I don't really play Monk. So this might not be the optimal way to play it. But I grab the conduit pylon, then I move down here, making sure that my dash buff is up as I kill him. I'm going to move up to the next area. I'm going to use my conduit to do a little bit of work on this trash though before I go. Just because I feel like it's still pretty good progression. And I want to get it. There's going to be some more trash up here that's also pretty good progression we can clear out with our conduit. And then up here there's going to be an elite. as well that we can clear out if our conduit's still up. If not, it's no big deal, but that should be enough to spawn your Rift Guardian. On Orlash, you just want to make sure that your buff stays up as much as possible for your dash. Activate your any cooldowns you might have up. You can use your oh, it's dead. You can use your Mantra of Salvation to dodge his Lightning Blast if you need to. So that's our time in the end. That was my first actual clear of it. I mapped it out first, but probably not the best time in the world, but it seems like a pretty easy rift. I don't really play that spec, but hopefully that helps you guys out and you can do it even more efficiently than I did, having the map and maybe knowing how to play the spec a little bit better. If you have any tips for that type of spec that you'd like to leave down below that I didn't cover, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to hear it. I might play Monk next season because it's the one class I'm the least familiar with, rather. So I could use some tips on how to play the class more effectively. So feel free to let me know down below. And either way, I hope this has helped you. Make sure you leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, YouTube.